everyone's talking about the Nikon Z80. It's dominating forums, filling YouTube thumbnails, and sparking intense speculation across the photography community. But maybe it's time to take a breath and ask a more grounded question: are we witnessing a genuine turning point in Nikon's mirrorless strategy, or just getting swept up in another hype cycle? In an industry that tends to obsess over technical specs and rumor lists, we often lose sight of what really matters: actual innovation, user needs, and long-term vision. Could the Nikon Z80 be more than a mid-range release? Could it signal a serious shift in Nikon's direction? Or is it simply another marketing move designed to satisfy shareholders more than creators? Welcome to Techologies, where we dig deeper than spec sheets and challenge the mainstream narrative. If you're new here, consider subscribing for thoughtful camera content that aims to uncover what really matters to today's photographers and filmmakers. Today, we're taking a long, critical look at what might be Nikon's most talked about camera of 2025, the Nikon Z80. The buzz surrounding the Z80 is real. It's been called Nikon's answer to growing competition from Sony and Canon in the increasingly crowded mid-tier mirrorless space. Many are expecting it to either replace the aging Z50 or slot into a new position between the entry-level Z50 and the more advanced Z6 line. On paper, the leaked specs point to predictable upgrades, better autofocus, stronger video performance, and a redesigned body. These are the kinds of updates we've come to expect, but are they enough? Rather than echoing the same specs repeated across countless YouTube channels and blogs, we want to explore the larger implications of this release. What does the Nikon Z80 actually represent? Is it simply the next step in Nikon's APS-C journey, or does it show that the company is ready to reassert its relevance in the mid-range mirrorless market? Let's start with the sensor. The Nikon Z80 is widely rumored to feature a 24-megapixel backside illuminated CMOS sensor. Some speculate it may share sensor technology with the upcoming Z6F, offering improved low-light performance and better dynamic range. But let's be honest, 24 megapixels has been the standard for years. The question isn't whether Nikon can hit those numbers, but whether it can do something new with them. In 2025, when Sony is pushing stacked sensors even in mid-range cameras and Canon continues evolving its dual-pixel autofocus, a conventional sensor design might not be enough to stand out. When it comes to video, the Z80 is expected to offer 4K at 60 frames per second and 1080p at up to 120 FPS. While those numbers sound solid, they've also become fairly standard across the board. What really matters is how Nikon implements them. Will they continue to limit recording times due to overheating concerns or battery limitations? Or will they finally optimize their thermal management so users can shoot for extended periods without interruption? A fully articulating screen has also become a make-or-break feature for hybrid shooters, and Nikon will need to deliver on that front if it wants to appeal to serious content creators. Autofocus is another area where Nikon has traditionally lagged behind. The Z50's autofocus was serviceable but clearly not on par with Canon's dual-pixel AF2 or Sony's real-time tracking. If the Z80 is to make any real impact, it must include a vastly improved autofocus system, one that can keep up with fast-moving subjects and excel in low-light situations. There's some hope that Nikon may borrow algorithms from its higher-end models like the Z8 or even the Z9, but until we see it in action, it remains a question mark. The body design will also be crucial. Leaks suggest a more ergonomic grip and better weather sealing than the Z50, which would be a welcome improvement. There's talk of a control layout that finds a middle ground between beginner accessibility and enthusiast-level customization. But these changes will only matter if the camera feels like a quality product in the hand. If it ends up being just another plastic-heavy, lightweight body with a higher price tag, creators may walk away unimpressed. That brings us to the big-picture issue: what does Nikon really hope to achieve with the Z80? Is this just an evolutionary step, another round of minor upgrades with a new name? Or is Nikon finally ready to treat APS-C as a serious part of their system rather than just a stepping stone to full frame? This is where timing comes into play. The Z80 is launching at a moment when many photographers are questioning the value of APS-C sensors altogether. Smartphones are increasingly capable. Full-frame mirrorless options are becoming more affordable. For Nikon to make a meaningful impact, the Z80 needs to redefine what we expect from a mid-tier crop sensor camera. So what should the Z80 offer to actually stand out? First and foremost, versatility. Today's content creators don't just shoot stills or video, they do both, often switching modes on the fly. That means a robust, articulating touchscreen, reliable in-body image stabilization, and dual card slots for safety during high-stakes shoots. These aren't luxury features anymore, they're baseline expectations. Second, the Z-mount ecosystem needs to mature. It's been years since the Z-mount launched, and yet Nikon is still playing catch-up in terms of APS-C lens variety. Budget-friendly primes, fast zooms, and third-party options are all in short supply. If Nikon wants creators to invest in the Z80, they need to feel confident that the system has room to grow. A strong camera means little if you can't find the lenses you need at a reasonable price. Third, battery life. For hybrid creators working long days, battery performance can make or break the experience. Nikon has often lagged behind in this area, especially with smaller bodies. The Z80 needs to go beyond casual use and support a full day of shooting without constant battery swaps or reliance on external power solutions. Lastly, there's value. The days of brand loyalty driving sales are over. If Nikon prices the Z80 close to better-equipped alternatives from Sony or Fujifilm, it will need to justify that price tag with real advantages, not just a familiar logo. A few recycled features and a fresh body won't be enough. Creators are smarter, and the market is more competitive than ever. There's a growing disconnect between what photographers are asking for and what camera makers are delivering, particularly in the mid-range category. Many of us aren't looking for just another slightly better Z50. We want something exciting, something that makes APS-C feel relevant again. Sony managed to achieve this with the Alpha 6000 series. Canon has kept things interesting with the EOS R7. Nikon has the chance to follow suit, but only if it's willing to take risks. Now, despite the critical tone, this is also an exciting opportunity. The Nikon Z80 could become a pivotal camera. With the right combination of performance, design, and price, it could revive interest in APS-C and give Nikon a solid foothold in the mid-tier hybrid shooter market. Imagine a Z80 that brings the Z9's autofocus magic into a compact, sub-$1,500 body. Picture a crop sensor camera with reliable heat management, unrestricted recording times, and a feature set that makes it a reliable backup for professionals and a powerful main tool for enthusiasts. It's possible, if Nikon aims high enough. But doing so would require a shift in philosophy. It would mean acknowledging that APS-C is not just a beginner's format. It has unique strengths, like lighter systems and better reach, that can benefit wildlife photographers, street shooters, vloggers, and travel creators. To make that case, Nikon needs to show they believe in the format just as much as their full-frame Z series. So before we get too caught up in the leaked specs and online predictions, maybe we should ask a different question: what should Nikon deliver with the Z80? Because that answer will tell us more about the company's vision and the future of mirrorless cameras than any leaked resolution or frame rate ever could. Maybe the Nikon Z80 will be exactly what the rumors predict. And if that's all it is, just another modest upgrade, it might not be enough. But if Nikon is bold, if they take this moment to innovate rather than iterate, the Z80 could mark a turning point. Not just for Nikon, but for the entire APS-C mirrorless space. Either way, we'll be here to cut through the noise and get to what really matters. Subscribe to Alt Buzz for deep, honest analysis. Drop your thoughts in the comments, send a super thanks if you found this valuable, and consider joining our channel membership for more content that keeps it real. Because your creativity deserves gear that empowers, not just impresses on paper.